Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting TheKillerNacho Wi-Fi battle. This is a battle, an underused one, with FlameCalvin, a guy who responded to one of my challenges on my Facebook page. So if you want to battle me, check out my Facebook, like me on Facebook, because when I'm looking for a battle, I will be posting there sometimes. Alright, so I lose my Mew, and this is like a bulk Mew, and I can't believe Mew is still UU, but that's life, I guess. I just go for a Will-O-Wisp to burn the Rhyperior, because I kind of knew he would go Mega Horn, and this is a physically bulky set, so after a burn, I kind of think I can take it nicely, and I do, so that's not bad. So I just go for a Stealth Rock now, and that's pretty nice for me. He goes for a Rock Wrecker, which is like a Rock-type Hyper Beam, but it ends up not doing a whole lot since it is physical as well. So, I know I have a free switch just because he's going to have to recharge next turn. So I go out into my Quack, basically so I can set him up. He's not going to want to stay in against my Feraligatr just because, yeah, he's X4 weak to water, so I just go for a Dragon Dance, but I should have seen that one coming. He goes into Dusclops, which is a pretty good move, because I really can't do anything to Dusclops, and I'm really afraid of the Will-O-Wisp, so I have to switch probably now. And, yeah, so that's life. I now switch out into Legend because I do have Synchronize, and looking at my team, Mew is probably the thing I want to take the burn, so I just go into Mew and end up getting the burn on Dusclops as well, which, you know, he's not a sweeper, but the residual damage hurts him, especially since he doesn't have leftovers due to probably having the Evolite Stone. And that's pretty cool for me. Alright, so I go for a Soft Boiled because I want HP back, and yeah, HP is probably a good thing. And yeah, so he just goes for a Trick Room, so now he's faster than me, and that's like kind of random, and I'm like, oh, okay, fine. So now I'm slow, and I don't even know what to do, honestly, so I decided just to switch out. I go out into my Kiss of Death, and I'm not even really sure why. And he just ends up going for the Pain Split, which is pretty obvious, and yeah, he gets his health back, so that's life, I guess. So I'm into Kiss of Death, and I don't know what to do. So I end up just going for a Air Slash, I think, just to do something. And he ends up going into Empoleon to take the Air Slash, and it takes it pretty nicely considering Empoleon resists it. And, you know, I kind of figured this Empoleon has Ice Beam and stuff, so I'm like, whatever. I am a special, you know, wall tank thing on Togekiss, so I'm just going to go for a Paralyze, just because, you know, Paralyze is good. He does seem to be slower because the Trick Room is still in effect, so I guess this is somewhat of a Trick Room team. Probably not a complete Trick Room team, but, you know, I bet that some of his Pokemon are made to use the Trick Room. Anyway, so he's paralyzed. I go into Quack again, figuring I can take an Ice Beam or a Surf or a Scald, no matter what, unless he, like, burns me, like Wild Chase does. Anyway, the Dimension switched back to normal, though, so that's pretty nice for me. I get up a Dragon Dance, and... Sorry, no, I just go for an Earthquake, I think, predicting the switch into Dusclops, thinking, yeah, it would be kind of pointless to just go for a Dragon Dance. And my Earthquake does, like, diddly. So, yeah, I have to switch now, so I decide to switch, and I go out into my Kiss of Death. I guess I go into Kiss... I don't even know. Anyway, so he goes for a Pain Split, and that kind of sucks, since Kiss of Death actually does have quite a lot of HP, so he deals some. Oh well. Anyway, so now I'm decided just to go for some Air Slashes. There's 60% chances of flinch, and you know, if I can just take out this Dusclops, it'll be awesome. So I get the flinch on the first turn, and I decide just to go for it again. Maybe KO. I'm hoping to KO after the burn. So he just decides to go into Empoleon, which is a pretty nice move, although his Dusclops is now officially crippled to the point that I don't think he can switch it in again safely. So anyway, he goes out into Empoleon, as I said, and yeah, doesn't take the Air Slash, or he takes the Air Slash pretty well. I go on to Quack once again because I can take Ice Beams or Scalds or whatever he wants to do. And I'm just going to set up a Dragon Dance now, knowing that I can KO that Dusclops if he does bring it back in. He goes into Flygon, and that's only really a problem if it's Scarfed, and I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe it's not Scarfed, that's what I can hope, so I decide to go for the Ice Punch, and I outspeed, meaning he's probably not Scarfed, and that is a dead Flygon. And that is freaking awesome, because Quack is now ridiculous. Alright, so, let's see what he switches in. He ends up going into his Heracross, and I'm like, okay, Heracrosses usually aren't too bulky. I probably can just go for a Waterfall and hurt this thing a lot, and probably kill it, but, he survives, and that's because this is probably a, I don't know. It's a pretty bulky set by the looks of it, this Heracross. So now I'm kind of thinking, okay, this thing's probably made to use with Trick Room. So he gets the Burn Orb off of the, you know, that one. So now he has Guts activated, and he outspeeds my Togekiss, which I was like not expecting, because I was just trying to go for the Air Slash, and I was not expecting to outspeed because I kind of thought it was made to use the Trick Room since I thought it was bulky. It ended up being a bulky full speed set with you know, the Burn Orb to activate Guts, so it's a pretty powerful thing. I go into Mew hoping Mew will outspeed, but it even outspeeds Mew, so I'm like, oh, okay, and now Mew is dead, and Terracross just kind of raped, like, 3 of my Pokemon. So that happens, and, yeah, he goes back into Dusclops, which is, I don't know, I guess to scout my next poke because it's not going to be able to do much of anything at its current HP. So I just go for a Shadow Sneak because I'm pretty sure it can KO even with the weak base power and the obnoxious attack because Dusclops only has like 3 hit points left, if that. So now he goes into Crobat, and I really don't want to take a flying type move. I was thinking Brave Bird, but I had no idea what he would do. He ends up being one of those acrobatics with Flying Orb Crobats, which is just kind of a pretty awesome combo, I must say. And he ends up doing about half to a resisted attack on a, you know, Raikou, so ends up being a pretty powerful attack. I just go for a Thunderbolt to be safe. I probably should have set up the sub or something, but I'm being stupid today, so my Thunderbolt does not affect the Rhyperior at all. And, yeah. I know Rhyperior is burned, but obviously I still don't want to take, like, an Earthquake, so I decide just to be safe and switch. I go out into my Gallade again, hoping I can take a Earthquake pretty well after a burn. However, it still does a ton, because Rhyperior has, like, what, 145 or something like that. He has ridiculous base attack. One of the highest in the game. So I go for the Ice Punch. I really wanted to go for the Bulk Up or the Drain Punch, but I decided to go for the Ice Punch to be safe, because I didn't want to risk him going out into Crobat, because he has the Crobat, obviously, and, yeah, those plays would have been pretty pointless. So I just go for the Ice Punch. Unfortunately, it doesn't KO, probably thanks to his Solid Rock ability, and that sucks for me, because he ends up doing some significant damage. So he goes into Empoleon now. I'm like, why are you going into Empoleon when he has a Crobat? But I see now why. He has the Water, you know, Gem, plus the Aqua Jet, which just barely doesn't kill me, so that kind of blows for him. And yeah, now I take down his Empoleon and go back to the HP I was before, thanks to Drain Punch. So his last Pokemon is Crobat, and I'm kind of thinking, you know what, I'm just going to sacrifice Glenn to get a free switch into something else, because I know, I mean, the only way, I just don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk losing a Pokemon, you know, me being stupid. So I just go for a Shadow Sneak for some extra damage, and now I'm going to go into my Choice Scarf Crocodile and just go for the Stone Edge for the win. Hopefully I hit, and I do. Even if I didn't, although I still have Raikou, so it's like, whatever. Alright, so that was a nice game, FlameCalvin. Really fun UU as usual, and yeah, make sure you check out his channel. And I think no, I don't know if he posts videos, but yeah, you can check it out anyway. Anyway, so today's question today has to do with the recently announced Black and White 2. I'm probably sure you guys have all heard about it. If not, well, there you go. It's on Pokemon.com. It is official. The next Pokemon games are a direct sequel to Black and White. Now, it's still probably not clear. I mean, look at the screenshots. I mean, those looks like some pretty weird versions of Zekrom and Reshiram. Kind of looks like a almost like a mix between them and, what, the Ice Dragon Kairuam. So it's still really unclear if this is actually like Gen 6 or if it's a just part of Gen 5, like Pokemon Gray was rumored to be. But like, I don't know, maybe it's just an improved version, like, you know, the third version of, you know, previous franchises, or maybe it's just a completely new game in Gen 5, or maybe it's Gen 6. No one really knows yet, but it is kind of an interesting twist for the Pokemon franchise. I mean, we've never seen a direct sequel before, so it's kind of interesting. I'm kind of curious, although I'm kind of, like, skeptical at the same time, just because I am skeptical about the new Pokemon games. But, I think for right now I say I'm optimistic, so leave a comment about what you think about Pokemon Black and White 2, what your hopes and dreams are for it, and just your thoughts overall. And just leave that in the comment box, and I will see you guys next time. Alright, peace out, bye.